So a couple of you guys commented on the truck the other day. I thought I'd show the engine. It's just almost 700 horse, 690 at dynoed. I'll tell you a parts list of everything that was done to it one of these days. I got a whole video series of that engine being rebuilt. Check out this interior. Look at them leather seats. It's a 2007. How nice the inside is. I just recovered that seat. But anyway, let's talk about today's video, shall we? Oh, people was talking about wanting a toolbox drawer. I'll give a toolbox tour. I'll give a little teaser here. Got to accuse my extension cords. That's just one drawer. There's 3 toolboxes in here full from this guy that don't know what he's doing. Anyway, what will be our video topic today? Well, interesting afternoon yesterday, huh? So what did we get yesterday? Well, we got some really nasty looking skank show up out of the blue, making slanderous comments about my wife, who she's never laid eyes on. Slanderous comments towards me, and I've never spoken to her. And then some ratty trailer with my address attached to it, claiming it was my house. Out of the blue, just out of the blue, right? And so she got a response to that. And now in Crack Squad's eyes, she's a victim. Crack Squad, you understand that everybody with an IQ above 2 knows, had she not came out of the blue attacking me, I wouldn't know she existed, and there would have been no reason for me to respond to her. And I'm going to repeat, I think she is a very nasty looking pig. She looks like a very sloppy person. Her clothes were dirty. And how do we know that's not her house she showed a picture of? Because it's not a pigsty. Because I guarantee you she keeps her house like she keeps her clothes and her body. It's pretty simple. Her house would have a bunch of kids' toys laying in the yard, grass would not be mowed, and the place would be a filthy, nasty mess, and her car would be piled full of garbage like every other worthless welfare mom we've laid eyes on. Right? The overwhelming majority of Crack Squad females, they live just like Uncle Will, the Crack Squad pervert, who thinks any mention of a female means child. If you wave at your neighbor's toddlers that are going like this, wanting you to blow your horn, that means they want to go get in the bedroom with you as far as Uncle Will's concerned. And he made videos suggesting that, right? And now, if you say, wow, look at the eye candy, he thinks you're talking about little kids. Because it's a guilty conscience, right? Okay, it's real simple. If you lie all the time, you think other people lie too. If you cheat all the time, you think other people cheat. Well, if you're a pervert who thinks about kids in the bedroom all the time, you think everybody else does that too. Well, no, Uncle Will, everybody else don't do that, just you do. Thank you. But anyway, for those of you who saw the pool video, I'll give you a little bit of interesting history there. Okay, I was a lifeguard there, and when I was 35 years old, I was a lifeguard there, and I used to go in there on Saturdays for 3 hours. The pool was open for 6 hours after 5 p.m. for adults only, and I used to lifeguard for 3 hours there and then split it with another dude. And that's where I met my wife. And her name is Candy.
spelled C-A-N-D-I. So that's what that whole video was about. It was it was about eye candy, and she pursued me relentlessly. I'll have you know. Um, so and that's one of the, I guess, I was pretty buff back then. I had long hair, and I had a rock solid bod, a hell of a tan. Uh, and I still look pretty good for a guy in his 60s, and I'm still in pretty good shape, and I could whip a couple guys, I'm sure, still. But anyway, uh, she pursued me relentlessly. And when you are an alpha male, okay, there, all you guys that are, bridge trolls, little fat little chublets like New Cucklet and Rusty Truck and Power Stroke and Uncle Will and Eismick and Wade Deaver, you never have women pay any attention to you. They don't give you the time of day. You have to settle for whatever woman will settle for you. Okay? But when you're an alpha male, like me, you don't have to do that. Right? And then for those of you that were born with a little tiny little wee whacker, you don't have these problems. Okay? Now in my case, I've actually got 2 ex-wives after almost 30, well, it's been 31 years for the first wife and 25 years for the second wife, who have yet to move on. They still haven't gotten over it. They still cling on. My ex-wife still watches my videos and follows everything I do. I couldn't tell you what she's done. I'm paying attention to her. I forgot about her 2 days after I left there and never thought of her again. I just, when I'm done, right? I've been remarried now for 20 years. But, so there's a downside to being an alpha male hung like a Shetland pony. It's not all it's cracked up to be in that regard. Just so you know, Wade, just so you know. Now, somebody sent me a soundbite from anonymous dude's live. Because, see, understand, I've said this before, and I don't know why it's so hard for some people to grasp. Let me plug this charger in. I don't know why it's so hard for some people to grasp. I don't have time to sit around and watch all these live streams and shit. I barely have time to make a little bit of content of my own, because I'm always doing something, and I'm outside, and I'm busy, and I just don't want to. I can't dedicate the time to it. And I don't want to dedicate the time to it. Okay, I just can't sit and watch all these live streams, right? I don't watch any of cracksquad stuff. So the only way I even know about it is if like somebody sends me a clip or something. And anonymous dude said something about he was inviting Wade on to come and address the allegation that I said he was lying about cancer. Well, anonymous dude, wrong. That ain't what I said. I said he's lying about terminal cancer. And he is. He is lying about terminal cancer. I mean, cancer's treatable today, folks. Most of the very common types of cancer are treatable, and you'll survive. Now, in my case, I had a very rare strain of blood-based cancer, and where mine came from, when I was really young, I was anemic, and I had to have plasma platelets done once a month for about a year. I had gotten very jaundiced and some stuff going on. I was only like 4.5, 5 years old, so I just go on what I'm told, by the adults that were there. But at any rate, that plasma platelets were stored in plastic containers that they now believe is causing this myeloma blood-based cancer in older age patients, right? It's hard to diagnose, but it's very treatable. And
After a few rounds of chemo and a bone marrow transplant, I'll die of old age. Okay, the cancer won't be the reason why. Something else will be the reason why I go. So, how do I know Wade Deaver's lying about terminal cancer? Well, let me give you a little history first. Okay. As you well know, I'm a cancer survivor. I did rounds of chemo. I was around a lot of other cancer patients. I was in the James Cancer Center as a patient, admitted in the hospital for 4 months the first time, 5 months the second time. And my wife's, all 3 of her siblings died of cancer, as well as her father died of cancer. And I've had 2 other people in my family die of cancer. Long, drawn out process. And then I had somebody in my immediate family die of terminal cancer. And what is the difference between cancer and terminal cancer? Well, cancer can be treated, right? And how do we treat cancer? Well, there's all kinds of ways today. The most popular is chemo, right? But there's many other ways. They're even doing a liquid thing now. They're doing plasma therapy, which is what I got to do, which is a brand new process where they take your platelets, cleanse them, put them back in. But terminal cancer cannot be treated. Terminal cancer means what it means, right? You're going to die. The doctor says to you, your cancer is not treatable, it's terminal, and it will kill you. Get your life in order. Here's how long I suspect you have. Okay, that's terminal cancer. That's a terminal cancer diagnosis. Well, didn't he claim he got chemo? And I can stand here and tell you that I know for absolute certain they will not give chemo to a terminal cancer patient. It's moot. There's no point in doing it. And the chemo itself can make you very weak, very tired, and even kill you. Okay? The chemo can be more damaging than the cancer. And if a doctor says your cancer is incurable, why would they bother making you even sicker, giving you chemo? So this is how we know he's lying, right? Now, it's frowned upon to claim you got cancer when you don't. I believe he probably does have a treatable cancer. What he don't have is terminal cancer. And it's not only frowned upon to lie about terminal cancer, to solicit donations, but it's an actual crime called theft by deception. And Wade Deaver is guilty of that. And I'm just going to make that public statement today. Wade Deaver has lied about having terminal cancer. He does not have terminal cancer. And he has solicited donations with that lie. And he is guilty of theft by deception. Period. Now you can take that info and do with it whatever you want. Now who is Wade Deaver, you ask? Well, Wade Deaver is a toothless little crackhead troll that lives in a trailer that belongs to his in-laws because him and his wife are too lazy to work. He's got a child that doesn't talk to him. And his ignorance, he's the idiot that claimed I wasn't riding a motorcycle, I was just making motorcycle sounds, when Jamie claimed that her car stereo blew 40 windshields, when Rusty claimed to be the world record holder for car stereos. Anyway, moving forward, I know, guys, it could be a reality TV show, right? I mean, it really could. So, and what do I have, where do I have a connection with Wade Deaver? Well, I critiqued a public figure who was using his social media influence to bully people. So I made some videos critiquing this rapper person, right? Wade Deaver then made 41 videos slandering me outside of YouTube, outside the confines of YouTube, into my personal life and effects, right? On behalf of said rapper. And said rapper compensated Wade Deaver for said slander. And what Wade Deaver forgot was title transfers are public information. And now we know everything we need to know. Address, name, all that, right? Moving forward. Same thing with Uncle Will, the pervert. Okay? I had seen a few of his videos, thumbs up, kind of like, whatever. Made a video critiquing Upchurch, the cyberbully, right? A public figure who has made a career out of roasting other YouTubers. I made a video critiquing him for the slanderous, hateful, mean things he was doing to innocent children, women, and the Rodney family. And Uncle Will's response video to me was a video claiming that I was a 3-time registered sex offender. On behalf of said rapper, and said rapper compensated Uncle Will for that slander. Moving right along. Power Stroke and Rusty Truck. I made a video, very respectful video, that's still up, by the way, that said, hey, dude, man, I'm into Power Strokes too. We got a lot in common. Hey, listen, man, you guys probably ought not be slandering these people and dragging these parents. Man, this could get Ryan sued. What are you doing? That was the video. Cut and dry. Nothing else to it. That prompted Power Stroke's daddy, because Power Stroke's a coward and can't fight his own fights. So Power Stroke's daddy then hosted live streams that would run as long as 10 hours at a time. And in the chat logs that was hell to get, but we did get them. In the chat logs, he allowed people to post my address, my real name, my birth date, my all kinds of personal stuff about my kids, my ex-wife, my family, my work history, my job. Then he went to my business Facebook page and then to my business YouTube channel and completely misrepresented a video that I made about some people threatening to sue me because their parts were on back order. Had nothing to do with any kind of workmanship. They were mad that I couldn't go and produce parts that were on back order. And he made videos disparaging my business, my livelihood, which is libel, right? But in those chat logs is where the real meat is, because he allowed this stuff to be there, right? And then he was compensated for doing that. And we have that copy of that title transfer as well. Now, what are we going to do moving forward? Now, Crack Squad has said, like some of the comments that were, and it, I can't help but how funny it is that, okay, for example, the nasty piglet yesterday that out of the blue started making videos slandering me and my wife and my address and all this shit. Right now, don't know this. I don't know that pig from no place. And now she's a victim because I responded in kind, according to the Crack Squad, right? But the problem is, yes, if I make a video critiquing, now understand the level that these people go to because someone critiqued a rapper they like. I want you to just look at let's strip away all the bullshit and let's get right down to the meat and the bones of it. Okay? YouTube is full of reaction videos where people critique other YouTubers. Right? Ryan Upchurch made a living doing it. So the only connection I have to these people is that I made a video critiquing a rapper that they like. Now, they are free to make as many response videos they want to my YouTube video and critique the contents of my YouTube video. And they're welcome to do that. What they're not welcome to do is leave the confines of YouTube into my personal life and slander and disparage myself, my family, and other people that are connected to me, bother my neighbors, try to call ex-employers, try to contact ex-wives from 25 years ago. And see, that's another thing that Power Stroke's daddy did, right? He went back, got an ex-wife from 25 years ago and encouraged her to come on his 10-hour live stream drunk and slander me, giving all kinds of personal information that I had not chose to share publicly. And the funny part is these little shitbags think that that's okay, that there's no consequences for that stuff. And I'll admit I let a lot of it slide. But when they used my real name, my real address, my real telephone number, and pictures of my house while claiming I was a pedophile, no. Done. And I told each and every one of them that going outside of YouTube into my personal life, shit and days was done. That I wasn't going to tolerate it anymore. And I meant it. I meant it. Wasn't kidding about it. And I'm not your average dirtbag. I can financially afford a good lawyer. I'll have you know. And that is just what we've done. So you guys can take that information and do with it what you want, but the days of slandering me in my real life outside of the confines of YouTube and a screen name are done. And you're going to be held accountable, and Ryan Upchurch is going to be held accountable for it. Okay? It's going to stop. I am the martyr. I'm falling on the sword for all the other people that you little shit stains do this to. I want you to know that, and I'm willing to. Okay, I'm willing. And this is going to come to an end. The days of you guys understand, not getting it, that anyone is entitled to critique Ryan Upchurch if they want to. And if you want to critique the video they made, making a video, talking about the points or subjects of the video they made, you're welcome to do that. But what you're not welcome to do is to go into their real lives and try to wreak havoc on Ryan Upchurch's behalf. And I don't give a goddamn how much he pays you. Them days are over. And it's a sad thing to see. Because I was a pretty big Upchurch fan. And I hate watching Tom McDonald's career just skyrocket. He'd bring an Adam Calhoun right up with him. Jelly Roll exploding. Morgan Wallen exploding. Chase Matthew exploding. All these other artists' careers are just flying, taking off. And what have you guys done to Ryan? It's not the people that make a video critiquing something Ryan said. It's you guys and your nasty behavior attacking those people that have destroyed Ryan's brand and credibility. And I know you're not smart enough to understand it, but it has absolutely took control of the algorithm. And now Ryan Upchurch is forever tied to your nasty behavior. And he is becoming a laughing stock. No big podcast is ever going to have him on for an interview now after all this. No other big artist is ever going to promote with him ever again. And I don't care what you guys think. His videos used to do well over 100,000 views in an hour. He's lucky to get 20,000 views now. You guys have destroyed that kid with your behavior. You guys have. And because he has the worst manager in the world. Be Loose is the absolute worst manager in the world. His brand is done. What kind of a manager? What kind of a manager sits by and watches a bunch of dirtbags destroy his client's credibility and likeness while he's sleeping with his client's mother who's embezzling money? What kind of manager does that? And because Ryan's too immature and Be Loose is too worried about what he can get out of the deal, no one's steering the truck. It's just racing for a brick wall. No one's steering the truck. See, a real manager would say, hey, making a public statement on behalf of my client, we do not condone anybody bothering any other YouTuber outside of YouTube on behalf of my client. That is unacceptable. See, a real manager would make those statements, right? And if Ryan was mature, Ryan would say, listen, I know I make roast videos about people and good fun and all that, but listen, I don't want any of my fans going outside of YouTube and bothering anybody. If he had a half a fucking brain, he'd have made that video a long time ago. But because he has poor management, because he's addicted to Adderall, because he won't listen to any good advice from long-term fans that were there from the beginning, his best days are done. And the sad part is he's talked about wanting to be a legend. Look what he's leaving behind. This isn't legendary. It's laughable. This stuff's going to live forever. Everything you little shit stains do is going to be glued to him for the rest of his career. Everything you guys did to Zanime will be connected to Ryan Upchurch forever. Every single thing you did to his mom, his dad, me, anyone will forever be attached to his career. So, too long didn't listen. Ryan Upchurch has the worst manager in the world. Ryan Upchurch is too immature to know that these dirtbags out here are destroying his likeness and his brand. The dirtbags are too selfish to know they're destroying his brand. They just want to get an attaboy from him at any cost. And Wade Deaver is lying about having terminal cancer. Because if you had terminal cancer, there'd be no chemo. Period. Cut and dry. And I hope the American Cancer Society finds out about it, because they've convicted more than one person for doing that. And Wade, don't you be driving that fucking vehicle nowhere with fictitious tags and no insurance, because we're on it. You understand me? You understand me, you little shit stain? We got everything we need now. All I'm doing now is just collecting more evidence. So bring it on, Crack Squad. Bring it.